court them. And what is courting? That means you're with them all the time, getting so close to them. That is a form of courting. All right? And what happens naturally? After you find out you have a mental and emotional oneness, you get engaged. That's the natural progression. Then comes stage 3. Stage 3 is you become one in body. That is after marriage. Please write that on your chart in case you don't realize that. I don't want anybody to be confused about that point. After marriage, you get physical. What is physical? Put touching. In case you don't know what physical is. That doesn't mean you go out and play badminton together. That's not the physical I'm talking about. You mean, Sister Willoughby, we can't play badminton? That's physical activity. No, that's not what I'm talking about. What does it mean, Pastor? Volitional.
It means choice, desire, preference, option. So it's like, do you like... I remember Sister Barbara and I going to a shopping mall with a group, and we discovered that we liked the same type of furniture. She always wanted a Chinese hand-knotted rug, and I was... This is when we was in Bible school, and that was something that I had always liked. So you start noticing we have the same preferences. We have the same likes. Now, opposites attract, so there's some areas of your life you're going to be totally different. But there has to be some areas where your soul, your decisions, your preferences, your desires, your options, that you find out, hey, we're really compatible. We like a lot of the same things.
So write that by volitional. We learned a new word today. Isn't that awesome? Okay? So, physical. We touch each other. We kiss. And there are different types of kisses. There's just the, I love you, mommy, peck on the cheek. But unfortunately, that's not the type of kisses you usually give to each other. It's not the greet your brother in a holy kiss one. This one is a kiss that goes on and on and on. Pastor wants to demonstrate. He always wants to demonstrate. No. So, you get physical. Physical union is your basic objective when you get married. Let me say this, and I must say this now, and I'm going to say it on the stairs. When you get married, you must consummate the marriage. Now, this might sound bizarre to you, but we are actually having to counsel in areas like this too. If you get married, you must have sex. Now, you may think that's bizarre, but you cannot believe what happens in this world nowadays. Do not marry somebody and then say, I'm too tired. And you'll say, oh, that's only a girl that says that. No, in Singapore, it's boys too. I'm too stressed. I'm too this. I'm too that. If you're not going to consummate, then you do not get married. If you have a physical deformity, you should not marry somebody and then surprise them when you get into the wedding room. Oh, surprise. I can't. You might think that's bizarre, but this has happened. And it's not fair. It's not fair to your wedding partner. That doesn't mean I expect you to be, swimsuit issue material. No. I don't expect you to be Mr. Physical and Miss, whatever. You have to be able to actually fulfill the marriage obligation if you're going to get married. Okay? Fair enough, isn't it? It's not fair to people. So, let's go to the next one. This is a chart that I gave you, and it looks like this. And it's called Marriage and Dating. Wow, Brandon, you are very good. Let's give Brandon's awesome. Very follow through. Notice that characteristic, girls. Very follow through. Can depend on him. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Do you like PowerPoint? Do you like computer? Let's realize this one, all right? Conflicts in marriage caused by defrauding. Now, I told you that the things you do, the standards you set during your dating years will affect your marriage. It really does. Here we have a guy who has no control when he's dating. It's like after the second date, he's got monkey hands. I can't control myself, all right? Steve is like, oh my God, my wife. This is why I told you I'm very straight. He's like, God help us. And here you have a girl. This is how it usually is. This is the norm. However, there are some girls who do have a certain type of illness or whatever that they are like a guy. I don't know if you'd say illness, but they have a tendency that they also cannot get enough, like a guy with monkey hands, okay? So, but usually this is a norm, okay? You have a guy who has no self-control in his physical affection. And you have a girl who has a more delicate conscience. So she's with the guy, she doesn't know how to say N-O, and you know, she wants him to like him, but really she's got a conscience and she doesn't really feel she should be doing this, but you know, it's like, I don't want to lose him, and you know, it kind of feels good, and as I'm going on, all right, I just lower my standard. And they start doing things physically that they should not do. What happens after you get married? These two people end up getting married. They actually got very involved sexually, and then they get married. When they get married, he is still demanding Mr. Hands Magoo. I want it now. And I want a lot. And so he's very insensitive to her needs, because he was insensitive to her needs during dating. During dating, he never even wondered if he was affecting her conscience, if he was making her compromise issues in her life that were very dear to us. He couldn't care less, because he's Mr. Hands. And all he wants is what makes his hands feel good. So when he gets married, he's never learned self-control. He's never learned to be sensitive to her. So he's insensitive and he expects responses no matter what. They had a big fight. I don't care. Go to the cave now. I'm insensitive. And so she says she has guilt all from the years of everything they did. And she said, wow, I married him and he just married me because of sex and because of my body. And I wonder if he ever even really loved me. Because he never even acted like he cared. He never even asked me what I thought. It's just always give, give, give. Well, what happens? He reacts to her coolness because she's constantly wondering if he loved her or if it was just he wanted sex. So he reacts to her coolness, and he makes more demands. You're my wife. I married you, and this is what I married you for. Lay down now. And she goes, wow. That confirms he's just a sex animal. And he really doesn't love me. If I'm embarrassing you, so sorry, this is really life, okay? And she says, okay, I better do something. I'll just prove I love her. I'll buy her a gift. Here, go to the cave. And she goes, wow. He doesn't really care that much for me. All he cares about is buying me a gift. You think a gift is enough? You really don't care for me. I accept your gift, but really you don't even understand who I am. And so then he says, forget it. I tried gifts. That's not good enough. He never learned how to really communicate or develop a relationship. I'll just concentrate on my work. And she goes, fine, concentrate on your work. I'll concentrate on the television because there's real love on the television. He really loves her. Look at how he does her. If I only lived there. If I only had someone like that. She concentrates